Hello and welcome to Myrtle Beach. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53. We've partnered with Coach Dave to provide these up-to-speed videos. This week's video is tour mods at Myrtle Beach. This is probably one that's going to be tough to find in an official race if you're looking to run it. Myrtle Beach is a perennial, what I like to call participation or series killer. For whatever reason, there's not many people run here, and then you combine it with the tour mods, which already struggle to get participation. This is probably a week that if you're a big tour mod guy, you're going to want to look at running the SK mods. Um, the super lates are at Oxford, and then you could also look at running late model stocks at North Wilkesboro. Probably going to have really good participation. But let's just kind of head on out here. This will be qualifying. This is based off a replay file that I have from a previous season, but lap times and everything are pretty much the same. So you'll come out. You're going to tire heat like normal. Be careful of these turtles. If you bounce over one of those, it will mess up the right front pretty good and make it kind of difficult for you guys to be successful. So you're going to come around, you are going to wind up your lap here, get a good head of steam coming here to the start finish line, and then you'll grab your speed there. We're looking at lap 2 is going to be our fast lap. So we'll swing through here. I go into one like I would normally. I found there was no grip. The car drifted up the track. I said, all right, great, we're going to run lap 2. So we do the same thing that we did before. We're going to wind up our lap here. We're going to come down. Get a good head of steam. We'll grab speed at the start finish line. It's going to be about 123. And then you'll bring it down here. I like to kind of straddle this dash line here on my Q lap and then start to work it down. A lot of guys will like to put their left sides right on this dash line. Some guys will tell you to be a little bit above. Some guys will tell you right sides on this dash. It's really all about what works out well for you and how you can make it. I usually like to get the left sides or cross over right about here. Um, and then once you get crossed over, I like to straddle right sides, kind of parking them on this dash line, which you're going to notice it gets narrower here. So you'll feel like you're pushing, but you're not really. And you just kind of ride that line, ride the seam, and get a good run off, which is really what it's all about. So we get back on throttle. Really, we're playing with it a lot, but it's kind of where the pit wall narrows for the access road. That's where you're going to want to hit it. And then we'll throttle up and we'll drive off the corner. And then when you go into turn 3, the biggest thing for turn 3 is you're going to start to kind of line up with these dash lines, right? So you have here where this one starts to peel off to the inside, and this where it takes you back on the high side. So you're going to work at this, and really once you get here where you start to see the pit opening when you're in the car, that's where you're going to lift, and you'll use some brake, and then you're going to let the car kind of rotate a little bit here on entry here in 3 and 4. And you see I'm using that brake to really get this car to turn. Rotate, let it run, and then you're going to start to throttle up. Be just before the sand ends. But the biggest thing is keeping those right sides below this and getting your left sides as low into this corner as you possibly can. And that's just a really good drive off straight. Use that dash line as your guide and you get yourself a good lap. So this dash line here through this corner is kind of what I'm talking about. Right here on exit, just kind of, you'll naturally start to catch it and you'll just use that to drive off. And that's kind of a qualifying lap. Um, we're going to pause. You guys really won't even notice that I'm paused, but we're going to pause. I'll load up the race lap from before and we'll shoot a video off that. So hold on one second. All right, we are back. You guys might not even know when I was gone, but we are now in race trim. The biggest thing with this car is that it's going to start out a little free your first couple laps, and you just kind of got to know that it's going to be free and to not push it too hard and to not make changes to tighten it up. So you're going to come out, you run your first couple laps, and it's going to feel like it's on ice, specifically when you're on throttle. That's when it really feels the most. You can see there where I had a little bit of slide coming off the corner. So you just got to be careful those first few laps until the car gets a little bit of heat in those tires. Or when you're running around under pacing, drag your brake a little bit, like maybe 10% or so. And what that'll do is that'll introduce some heat. Now the car will tighten up a little bit then, but it'll help you on those first couple of laps with the initial heat. But once you get it going, it's going to feel very similar to qualifying. We'll go down into the corner. We're going to ride kind of the middle of that lane. We'll cross over right around pit exit. And then you're going to get low, ride the right sides on the dashes. Just run that through the corner, get it close to the turtles, and then you'll throttle up and you'll use that throttle to drive off the corner. So we'll drive off the corner really, really well. And I use this dash line as kind of my guide. So if I'm racing side by side with someone, I'll use this dash here at Myrtle Beach to know if I'm on the inside, I need to stay below that. If I'm on the outside, I need to stay above that. And that usually seems to be a pretty good trick. The only time it gets a little sketchy is here in the center where this dash line gets really small. And then you just kind of have to know at that point. So we use that for drive off. And then same thing here in 3 and 4. I know that if I'm side by side, if I stay kind of below this dash line here on entry, I should be good. And if I'm on the outside, as long as I stay above that, I should be good as well. So we take a really wide arc if there's nobody behind us. Allows us to get a really straight drive off the corner because we're changing the way that that corner is shaped so that way we've got the pitch and then straight drive. But you'll just do that 100 and I think it's 100 laps. Should be a good race. These cars are a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm available, Coach Dave Discord, Team 53 Discord, team53racing.com. Let me know how you do.